The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
That's, and there you go. So we're going to bring in, I don't know why, but we're going to bring in Daddy Ed. First.
What do you mean, why? What do you mean, why?
What do you know? Why do you look like that?
You know why I look like? Oh, wait a minute. I got to take these off. There's a reflection.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
Yeah.
I know.
I thought you was talking about this.
Oh, it's funny. I have mine on.
Well, but I'm wearing my red one tonight.
Right.
In honor of the Houston Roughnecks.
Oh.
This is my Save the Roughneck edition.
Got you. Got you.
I was gonna wear the blue, and then I thought, hell no, I gotta represent tonight for the. I got to.
Yeah, exactly. So should we bring her on, Ed, because she is in a mood?
She's in one of those moods that she's gonna get sassy.
So I think she has, because she's been complaining all day about a lot of stuff. And I mean, look, for some reason, people are like, "Where's Amanda? Please bring her on." And
she's gonna need one of these probably.
That's right. We are sponsored by the great
Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company.
and
it's supposed to be in the 60s this weekend with sunshine, so make your way out there. Yeah. They've had 2 big weekends in a row going for the trifecta this weekend, so get out there.
You see her backstage, she's like primping, trying to, I guess, make herself look good or something. I don't know. I mean, look, people are wanting her. They're wanting Amanda.
Well, she's constantly trying to impress us, Dirty. So, you think it's for the fans, but, she just wants to measure up.
You think that's for real? All right. No, she is getting violent. Look at her backstage, Ed. Should we bring her on?
Absolutely.
All right. Ed, everybody is waiting for it.
Where's the intro? You got to have intro music.
I told you, Ed, I had to rearrange the entire studio 7 times this week. So the one, the only, the queen hyena herself.
Really?
There she is.
Hi,
everybody. I've missed y'all.
Even though she's not representing the red for the Roughnecks.
She's representing the Battlehawks. Yeah.
She's representing the Battlehawks, but this is the Save the Roughneck edition.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Oh,
okay.
All right, Hyena, how are you?
I'm good.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you keep looking? If you're going to look, you look this way. You look this way, Hyena, because you're up.
Yeah, just like I got to do,
You're going to look up at us like the Brady Bunch. Do you remember the Brady Bunch?
Or I'm looking right at you. But anyway, sorry, I missed y'all.
Okay, so Amanda takes over. Good evening, everybody. Mm-hmm. See, everybody's so excited you're here. Welcome, Amanda. Yeah. All right, Queen. Well, you said you had something to complain about, didn't you?
Not really complain, but with holidays coming up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if y'all remember, but last season tickets went on sale in December.
Correct.
So Oh, is that
Why are you laughing, Daddy?
You gotta look at the comment section.
What? Tell Brett he is banned till he gets off of his 5K modem.
56K modem.
State modem. Jacob Boyd says, love the X fan show. Thank you. We hope you like BHawk Live too. All right, Hyena. Get going.
See, this is what happens. I'm gone, and then I come back, and I still get interrupted. Anyway.
Nobody interrupted you, bro.
As I was saying,
Uh-huh.
so tickets went on sale in December last season. So this year, coming up with Christmas, XFL and USFL, where are the tickets at?
Well, now let's look at it.
Because with holidays coming up, people want to buy tickets, right?
Oh,
And
there's
if
Brett.
you don't know the teams and you don't know the dates, how can you give it for a Christmas gift?
Oh, God.
Okay, Queen, you have a good point. But let's look.
It's like a gift certificate that may or not be able to be redeemed.
I mean, I don't think they're that big of idiots.
But
They could be. But with holidays coming, why would you not have them out?
I don't know. But let's really look at this, how this worked, right? So we know that there is the merger that is coming to fruition. Don't know when it is. We do have some other news that we'll talk about because the XFL put out a letter of players to intent to sign. The keyword intent to sign. You know, so Memphis, if you pay attention to the USFL, Memphis is having, I think it's Memphis. Brett, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Memphis, Birmingham, Michigan, and Canton who are doing their pick of seats for their hubs, right? I think it's this weekend. I'm not 100% sure. So Brett, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But with all this merger, do we think that might be the problem of why they're not releasing the schedule, Hyena?
I mean, if I saw that roster thing today, and why is Houston and Vegas on there?
We just said we were going to talk about that later. Did we not, Ed?
I want to
It's
talk.
later. It's
Yeah,
later.
It's later now, I guess, right?
No,
So-
it's that's the burning question. That was a good question.
People want to buy tickets for Christmas, and how can they get it in Houston if they don't know if they have a team or not?
Why are you echoing?
I don't know.
Did you hear that, Ed? She's echoing. Did you hear it, Ed?
Yeah, she's echoing big time. I'm beginning to think it's the producer. You know, we got Amanda echoing. Last Monday, we had a guy doing the show from a deer stand. I mean, come on now.
Or maybe it's just the guy running the soundboard that is just making her echo.
See what he's missing, Amanda?
Mm-hmm.
I see that's the best part about it. Okay, Amanda, go ahead and talk again. What else did you have to say?
Oh, I already said it. I'm still echoing.
It's me. I'm controlling all the sound, making you echo. It's me doing it just for the fun of it.
Will you stop? Will you stop?
She gets so irritated. It's funny, isn't it, Daddy?
You know, I've had the best day today out of any day anybody could ever have, but not today.
Amanda's sassy and Dirty's looking old. That's all I got to say.
Brett goes.
Old-ish.
Brett says to Big Daddy, and I live in Alabama. What do you expect, asses?
Oh my goodness.
Here's what the hyena was talking about. So I'm going to pull that up real quick.
Thanks, Arlington.
Forrest, right here. So here it is. XFL Media Relations released 22 players signed letters of intent with the XFL. Here's what I find interesting. There's only one St. Louis guy. We have 3 Houston guys, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Vegas people. your guys' thoughts before I burst everybody's bubble.
Why would you even do that? Why?
Just
what is the incentive? I don't care. Listen.
It's
it's for the fun of it. I don't care.
Why do you think? Why
we want to watch a game, but we don't want to play the game?
What makes you think for 1 second that the XFL would ever toy with the fan base? Why? I mean, there's got to be something sincere behind this. It can't be a smokescreen.
I'm confused.
Okay, Brett will message me then. What was that, Daddy Ed?
It's like what makes you think that the XFL would ever toy or send up a smokescreen with the fan base? They've always been nothing but punctual and sincere. So, have it right?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, let's look at it this way. I find it interesting. Listen, with everything going, we've beat this merger to death. So we're not going to even talk about it. We're going to talk about like the XFL in 2024 is going to be playing and moving forward, right? So
we know that. That's a plus.
Right.
That's good.
So here's the thing. I'm excited that we actually have this letter of intent. Now, here's what you guys got to remember. This is a letter of intent. Doesn't mean they're playing with the XFL. That means they have the intent to sign it. So they have to sign the letter to play in the XFL, which I find very interesting that Vegas and Houston. But now here's the question. Which Houston team is it? Oh, Ron says that he likes the Hyenas Echo. Would you like to respond to Ron?
Go to bed.
Respond to Ron.
You're the idiot that's pushing the button and you're echoing.
I don't hear any echo. Yeah, do you hear an echo for me?
Yeah, you kind of sound like you're in the back of the room.
Oh, I am a little bit in the back of the room because of the way the mic. I always like being in the back of the room.
Or in closets.
Or the closets.
But you know what? Sooner or later, he's going to have to come out. You can only stay in the closet for so long before you got to come out.
That is true. And then you could break your toe.
Like an idiot.
So Brett just texted me. So Brett, here, I know Brett's listening. So Brett, can I say what you just texted me? Is that okay? If I can say this? Let's see what Brett says.
Say that for the bottom line. What are we?
No more echo. Grow up dirty.
That's what he texted you?
No, that ain't what he texted me. He didn't answer yet. So, look, I mean, let's look at it this way. We know that the XFL in 2020 took forever to get anything announced. Then we knew in 2020 and the 2020 version of the XFL, they took a lot to get announced. We understand that in the 2023 version, they took forever to get announced, right? So we're following the same pattern, right? We're following the same pattern. Look, okay, so Brett says, I can announce this. So Brett says, I don't know if this is for the USFL or XFL, but Brett says that they are currently knocking around schedule options. The league is. They have not settled on a full schedule yet. That's why. I had a guy tell me that today from one of the leagues, and then he gave me a big thumbs up. So look, that could have a lot to do with it. If this merger, again, we're going to go back to the merger. If this merger is going to go through, it's going to be a lot of moving parts of how we do this. How many games do you play? You know, we've heard anywhere from 8 to 10 to 12 games being played. We've heard anywhere from 8 to 10 to 12 to 14 to 16 teams.
Blah, 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 blah. None of that means nothing to me. Nothing. You just said we weren't going to talk about the merger anymore, and you're sitting here on point. We're sitting here still talking about it.
Is this really a good time, Dirty, to test her?
Welcome.
I don't get it.
Welcome to the BHawk Live, where this has become the Hyena Show. Daddy Ed and Dirty have lost complete control of this show.
Well, everyone wants to know. It's so annoying. You're sitting here beating the same drum everybody else is beating. Nothing's happening. I don't know what to say. Quit pushing that button.
Everybody loves the Echo Amanda. They really love it. I mean, you were a popular hit with the Echo.
You are an asshole. I like you. That was a good one.
Oh.
This is a late night show with Amanda.
Yes. So like Michael said, yeah, you're right, Michael. In 2023, the Vegas and DC did delay this schedule, and this merger is impacting the schedule of the 2024 season. You're absolutely right. It is. It is. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays because, I mean, as of right now, we could think everything is all said and done, okay? Look, we know Vegas isn't going to have a home in Vegas, or they could be playing in Reno or somewhere in Nevada, right?
Says who? That doesn't say it.
I mean, Danielle, can you help me here, please? You've dealt with for 37
years. Again, she makes a point that has anybody officially come out from the XFL or USFL or NSFL or UFL or somebody fell and tell me, has anybody said, Vegas, you're out? Houston Roughnecks, you're out.
Let me answer that for you. Nope.
So why can we assume that they're out when we haven't even had them say that much?
Yes, Brett, she is triggered. Because you know why? Because Nostra Dirty said so. Nostra Dirty said so. I looked at my crystal ball. I told you there was going to be a merger, and it happened, right? Told you it was going to be a merger, and it happened.
You woke up and read some bullshit.
Boy, the lady.
So let's talk about.
Hold on. We got to address something here. You do realize how we have a sponsor, and they don't like cussing. I'm the one that normally gets in trouble. Ed, get her under control. She is going to get us in trouble with our great sponsor, Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company. Hey, it's going to be a beautiful weekend this weekend here in Summer. And if you want to go get hammered up and drink some good wine and drink some really good midnight porter, go to Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company. All right, Jenny, go ahead. Oh, and BHawk Live Beer coming back soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, since we haven't officially expelled the Roughnecks yet, why don't we put the Gamblers here and the Roughnecks here and spend just a few minutes talking about what team should have the advantage of the two of staying in the league?
Whoever has the most controlling interest, Fox. So the Gamblers stay in.
So when you look at the attendance for the games, I looked down through the USFL attendance, and pretty much every week they put the big NA behind it. Not applicable or whatever the hell it is, because there was really nobody in the stands. So since Houston was going to Memphis and playing their home games, and they was never really able to build any kind of a fan base whatsoever in Houston, if you're upper management and you've got the Roughnecks over here and you got the Gamblers over here, and what the Roughnecks have an average attendance for the year, roughly 15 to...
Oh, it was more like 10-5 to 11-5.
Okay, well, that's almost that's over 10,000 a game more than what the Gamblers had. And I'd be willing to go farther, and I would be willing to say if you walk down the streets of Houston and you get the opinion of our faithful fan base, I got to believe that the Roughnecks would probably far outweigh the Gamblers as far as which team would be preferred in that area for a fan base.
The viewership versus the attendance, though.
So
didn't
right
USFL do better than the XFL in viewership?
Yes.
Let's see.
Viewership, if it's going to be up.
Let's see. I got to put on my stylish glasses here for a second.
Right here,
Hold on.
Matt Jackson says it right here. It's all about the TV revenue. Fans in the stands are a small portion of the revenue. And that is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. The USFL went more for TV viewership and ad revenue, where the XFL went more for the fan revenue.
Yeah, but when you look at viewership, even you look at viewership, their viewership wasn't jack towards the end of the season.
Well,
New Orleans Breakers at Houston Gamblers, 167,000 viewers. Pittsburgh Maulers at New Jersey Generals, 240,000 followers that viewed the game. Okay, let's go to the XFL towards the end of the season. So we're comparing apples to apples. St. Louis and Vegas, 868,000 viewers.
What week is this?
San Antonio and Houston, 1.006 million viewers. I mean, come on now. You guys, when you want to talk about viewership, let's talk about viewership. Week 8, USFL, Pittsburgh and Houston, 228,000 viewers. Week 8, XFL, the highest viewership the USFL had in Week 8 was 774,000 for the New Orleans and the Michigan game. You go to Week 8 for the XFL, San Antonio and Houston, over 1 million. St. Louis and Vegas, 868,000. Orlando and Arlington, 679,000. You got 3 of the 4 games that outdid the USFL. Plus, we put butts in the seats. So how in the hell can you sit here and say the USFL is the master of viewership and the XFL just puts butts in the seats? It looks to me like we had both.
Hold on. What was the championship game for both?
Championship game. Let's see.
Because if you're talking about this, you got to remember, there were weeks we played up head-to-head, right?
Blah, blah, blah. Every time I mention the BattleHawks going from 35,000 to 33,000 because the new soccer franchise had a game at the same time, and another time the Cardinals were playing at the same time, and it only drops our attendance by 2,000 people is all it dropped. And you have the Cardinals in town and the new soccer franchise in town, and all I hear is, oh, you can't compare. That shouldn't have anything to do with it. And what do? You're comparing. Good God. I mean, let's see. Oh, God, I just get... Okay, championship game. Viewership. Birmingham. Let's go with the playoffs, the first round of playoffs. Birmingham and New Orleans had 852,000 viewers.
Okay.
Pittsburgh and Michigan had 957,000 viewers.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the championship game.
Exactly.
You're talking about the playoff. We're talking about the playoffs. We're not the game. We're talking about playoffs.
It's about venues are not free. They cost money. It's about the operating cost, right? Okay? This is what I keep saying this entire time. We talked about it on last week's show with me and you. We talked about it. Must sell a lot of merchandise and tickets to even in order to break even. We got it from a very good source, somebody who worked at the Dome, that they didn't really
Stop with all that nonsense. You want to talk about they didn't make any money. Well, let me tell you about the master of the income statement. You can put a lot of crap on an income statement to make the bottom line look at zero. Depreciation has nothing to do with operating income. Interest, even though you shouldn't loan money, interest has nothing to do with operations. If you look at operations of the BattleHawks in the Dome, they made a buttload. If they did make money, it was because they had to pay them back for the 2020 crap that was still owed. What does that have to do with operations of the 2023 season? If they want to zero the income out to heal old wounds and pay back money and all that crap, fine. But that's the biggest reason why you see when you do acquisitions that they don't make money in year one. They don't make money in year two. By year three, you're hoping you get a break even and then you start making money. It's because most of the time when you buy a business, it's in such a crappy state, it takes you a while to get things fixed. So when they come in 2023 and the Dome says, oh, wait a minute, you still owe us a buttload of games that weren't played in 2020, and they say, okay, I'll pay you. That has nothing to do with the operating income of the 2023 season.
Yes, it does, because they had to pay that money.
They had to pay that money, but guess what? It puts the bottom line at zero, so they don't have to pay any taxes, which is a whole nother argument for a whole nother day. So you can't sit there and say they didn't make no money, because when you're talking about tax, nobody wants to make money. When you make money, you got to pay taxes. So, oh my God, enough of this crap. We know better. We did the math. We did the fuzzy math. Oh my God.
Gertie was right. They didn't make money in St. Louis. They barely broke even, if they even broke even. Come from the person at the Dome.
Yeah, and let me see the income statement and see all the crap that got put on there to make it that they didn't make any money. But I'll say it again. If the XFL lost $60 million in the 2023 season, and the Battlehawks broke even, well, then that $60 million that they lost come from the other franchise, not because we was playing in the Dome. And that's the bottom line.
Okay, I'm so confused. This is the BHawk Live. Yes, we did lose Amanda with that rant. She is coming back. You know what? My janitor, I wish it was a janitor. You know, did they apply for the COVID money? Listen, guys, whether we want to believe this or not, okay?
Did they get a PPP loan?
Yeah, right. I doubt it, or they wouldn't be selling out to the XFL or the USFL. But anyways, whether we want to believe it or not, the XFL lost it. The XFL lost.
The XFL
lost, and now it's affecting the fans. So again, like I've told everybody from day one, even in the 2020 season, you want these leagues to survive. Support all of these teams. Buy merchandise from all of these teams.
Support all the teams, but also listen to reason.
Yeah. Support these teams. You want this league to last. You want the XFL to last and all that. Buy the merchandise. You go look. If you go look, I can go get you. I got hats. I got shirts. I got hoodies of all of it. From all of these leagues or the XFL. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You guys, everybody keeps missing it. Hyena, what do you have to say? You got something to say.
Yeah, I do.
Say it.
Shut up. Both of you. Shut up. That's what I got to say.
Oh.
Golly. You guys can talk about the merger all you want to. You guys can talk about the players. You can talk about the dates. You can talk about all of it. All y'all know nothing. Nothing.
Here's something. Matt Jackson says, let's not get caught up in the weeds. The XFL and USFL can work together.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
I can. Oh, yes,
you
I
can't
can.
leave the studio.
Oh, yes, I can, Arlington.
No, Ed is not right on this. Ed's wrong on this one. It's just Ed's wrong.
Is anybody ever
dirty, aka the commissioner? Speaking of commissioners,
there's somebody up here that wants you to be the commissioner right here.
Speaking of commissioner, can we get a round of applause for Roger Goodell. Did you hear what he signed today?
What did he sign today?
He signed a new 3-year contract with the NFL. The guy is 67 years old. He signed a 3-year deal for $200 million. He's getting almost $68 million a year to run the NFL.
And he should. He's made the NFL a global ambassador and made football what it is. Good for Roger Goodell. Arlington says, Ed, your rant should be limited to 2 minutes from now on.
Well, that's all it was, wasn't it? It was only 2 minutes.
Oh, I think it was more like 28 minutes, Ed. I just let you go. You're right, champ. Tell him Dirty is always right. Thank you. Always.
Shut up, champ. Shut up. Shut up. No, you see, you what? You like him because he says that every time. If Arlington was here, he'd be telling him to shut up too. Just saying.
$200 million for 3 years.
Total of $700 million in his career. Hey, good for him. Good for him. Roger Goodell is the best man to run the NFL. Runs it great. He's not a puppet. He is not a puppet for the NFL. He is the greatest commissioner of all time.
Only he needs someone behind him to lift his arms up every time he moves. He's at him right now.
That's Jerry Jones doing that.
I don't care.
So, can I get to the plug finally?
Yeah.
I completely lost all control of the show, which seems to happen a lot on this show.
Well, because of me.
I
Because
know.
of my daddy doing that. I didn't do that time.
You know what? I'll give you that one. It was because of Daddy Ed today that the show went sideways.
You know what? I feel better, though.
Oh, do you? Do you?
I'm even lower. I'm even lower. You can see more of the you now than you could 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you do look like you've shrunk. Roll Tide, yes. Roll Tide. You are absolutely right. Miles McVay, number 52 for Alabama, is my new college football team because I interviewed the kid. So
he's going to be your next boyfriend and your next year's boyfriend and everybody else.
Good kid. Great family. Played for a great school in East St. Louis Flyers. Good kid. Great offensive lineman. Can't wait till he makes it to the NFL. This is BHawk Live. Broadcast team. The X-Fan Legion presents BHawk Live with myself, Dirty, Amanda, and Daddy Ed. You can catch us on the X-Fan Show on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all of that good stuff, and on Pro Football Alliance, all of that stuff. We are brought to you by Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company. Daddy Ed, that's when you're supposed to hold the beer up.
So Amanda, even though we were talking about letters of intent and everything with the XFL, we did get a bit of bad news, didn't we?
We did.
As it pertains to the Battlehawks.
Oh, yeah.
LaCale London.
Mm-hmm.
No, I said bad news.
I know.
Not good news. I said bad news.
So that's kind of bad news.
Well, I guess it's kind of bad news because the better he gets with the Falcons, the least chance we got of getting him back. But I'm talking about the other.
Drink water.
No, don't worry. I'm sure she's having a drink over there in her rum cup that she keeps hiding.
I'm drinking water.
So let's talk about London. And then we got right here. We got now people want to talk about Trey, so we can talk about Trey. So I mean, listen, this is what we're seeing. We saw that. Got to give a lot of credit to Coach Anthony Beck and his staff. He had the most players in the XFL that either make rosters or practice squads in the NFL. It's great when you get to root. This is why I like the XFL so much, is that we can root for our guy on a team. So like London is on the Atlanta Falcons, so I'm going to root for him and the Atlanta Falcons when he's playing that game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's giving these guys that extra opportunity. Now, with that being said, here's my take from you guys. As we all know, Trey Watson was released by the Battlehawks. Reached out to Trey, said, "Hey man, sorry to hear about you being released." He's like, "No worries, all part of the business." Trey says, looks like they're going to be getting down to the 60-man roster, USFL style.
Are you really putting him on blast?
What? No, he put it out there. Something along the lines. You know what I'm saying? So here's the question. What was the XFL roster? What, 70, 90 guys? Wasn't it something like that?
Somewhere in there.
Well, you mean before the final cut? I think until they had to get down to the final 53 or whatever. Yeah, it was up there. Probably 90 is a good number.
Yes, 70 or between 70 or 90 somewhere, right? Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if you're cutting that much, think about how many guys are going to be cut from their how many players are being cut, or is it they're going to give these younger guys more looks now?
They're going to give them more looks, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be good enough to make the team. They just want to look at them. So, that doesn't mean if they bring in a bunch of young players and they don't perform that they won't give old Trey a call and bring them back.
I mean, right, exactly. They could. That's the thing.
And they should.
Yeah, okay, so 70. So the XFL was a 70-man roster. I knew it was something like that, okay? So, and then like Andrew says here, we knew this was going to be coming with players leaving our team. I said in the beginning, don't buy jerseys with the players' names on it because they're not going to be here for long.
They'll never make them with the names on them. They never will.
And then she said, I think Trey being injured previously was a factor also. And it could be. It could have been. But here's the thing that we do. I mean, look, here's what we do know. Okay, so it was 45 for active games. I knew it was something like that for the games. I see Trey still landing somewhere in the XFL, even if it's not with the BHawks. I still see him landing somewhere, or with the USFL and all that. Okay. I mean, let's really look at this. These two league, let's just forget about the USFL, the XFL. We have the 8 teams. We have 45 active players. You're talking, that's roughly what, 400 and something players?
That's 360 players.
360 players. And then that's for the game days. And then you go up to probably another 60 to 70 for the training camps and stuff like that, and figure out who they're going to practice and play in those games. So add another 30, add another, 25 to that? Roughly.
So just say 400. Call it a day.
We have 400 players, right? We have 400 players. So, but we see how many players come out of the market all of the time. We see how many players are out there. If you pay attention, there's always players out there saying, oh, come pick me up, come pick me up, come pick me up, right?
Yeah.
Look, Jeremiah Spicer posted on his Twitter page today that, the reason why the XFL didn't do any of this is because they didn't bring me on as a player and, I would build the star. Okay, Jeff Badette, we talked about it. Jeff Badette said, took me a lot to get to it. Amanda, I want to get your point on this because you weren't on with us last week about the Jeff Badette interview that I did with Jersey.
You mean the guy that won the fantasy league?
We can't hear you when you look down.
You mean the guy that won the fantasy league for me?
Yeah. There you go. Who did you beat in your fantasy league?
My daddy.
Not your daddy, she didn't.
He's gonna get. Well, listen.
Who did you beat?
Come on, Dave.
Me when he went against me, but
she liked her when we played each other.
But did you win? Who won the championship? You or your dad?
Ding.
So did she beat you, Ed?
No, she didn't beat me.
Did you win the championship, Ed?
Doesn't matter. She didn't beat me.
Question is, did you win the championship?
I should have.
That question, did you win the championship?
I had the most points scored, the best record. Can't help my guy screwed the pooch in the most critical time of the season.
Simple yes or no answer. Did you win the championship?
No, I did not.
Okay.
But I didn't lose to my daughter.
Yeah, you did. If you didn't win the championship.
No, I didn't.
Hyena, did you win the championship? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So then
Did you beat your dad head to head? Come on, you can tell them. They know. They already know.
No.
Look, Ed, the question. LOL.
You know why he's. Look at his face. His face is as red as that shirt he's got on right
Why
now.
does my nose look so red tonight, by the way?
Because you just did a 28
I
minute.
think you guys got my blood pressure up. That's what it was.
28-minute rant, bro.
You guys, you decided you guys poked the bear, and by God, when you poke the bear, sometimes it's gonna attack.
Yeah, and everybody yells at me that I'm the unprofessional one. Anyways.
Because you are.
Yeah,
anyway,
I know
keep it moving.
But anyways, I mean, look. If these leagues do merge, okay, now I'm going to bet if they do merge, right? Yeah, don't poke the bear.
Stop with the if.
Okay, when these two leagues merge.
You just said when the other day on
When
your
these
show.
two leagues merge, we are going to give more players opportunity to play football. Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
A good thing.
Well, speak up, Hyena.
What?
She did.
No, Ed, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Sorry, I don't do 20-minute rants like my dad.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing if there's a merger?
No, if there's more players playing football.
Oh, it's absolutely good. We haven't even heard about the AFL yet, have we?
No, we haven't heard about the Arena Football League yet. We have not heard about that at all yet. But look, it's a good thing. And I mean, and to be honest, I think these two leagues should compete against each other, head to head.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I've been touting all along.
Yeah.
XFL division versus the USFL division with the winners meeting in the championship.
Right. Now, if you ask Brett, he'd say Birmingham will win. If you ask Jimmy, he likes to be all over, social media and steal people's posts and re-edit the post and plagiarize them, just changing some words.
Oh my gosh! You just
What?
did that, didn't you?
But
You just did that, didn't you?
hey, listen, Rick Rocker, which we're going to talk about our January 13th event coming up.
Big
And
rig.
November event. Like Daddy Ed said, Big Rig, he wrote a very nice piece on his page to the XFL saying how they want to keep the Renegades or the Roughnecks. So Jimmy took it upon himself, copied, pasted, and just did some editing.
Why are you looking at me?
And I'm looking this way, and I'm looking at my camera. I know what you think it's I'm looking at you, but I'm really not. But he literally, took words out as Roughnecks and put in Renegades. And wanted to say, I mean, listen, hey, whatever. Get your name out there. Show your flag all the time. You know what I mean? Do whatever you want.
Breaking news. Putting people on blast.
Right, yeah. Here goes Wayne the Cigar says, Will we be seeing much in 2024 or will we be seeing it in 2025? Look, I know that I keep talking about this merger and all that on all the shows that I do and the shows that I've been on, right? Here goes XFL. USFL sucks. That's cute playing in front of 1,000 fans. I did that in high school too. Wow, the good doctor. He's all fired up.
Brett's going to say, put me on. Put me on.
He can go on the bottom line, which is our new show starting on Mondays on Pro Football Lines with Daddy Ed and Brett. Look, the more and more I keep looking at this and the more and more that I keep watching what's going on in the government today with the lockdown just around the corner, now I keep looking at it and I go onto LinkedIn, I look on stuff. I'm going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if this merger is announced for the year. But anyways, Daddy Ed, what do you think?
What are you saying?
Yeah, what did you just say there? That was like you had everybody right on the edge. You had everybody just think, oh, we're finally going to get something. And then you just quit. It was like.
It's called pulling the heartstring.
Yeah, it's called Cliffhanger. Wait till the end of the show to announce it. I'll announce it later.
Oh,
So I asked Daddy Ed,
please. Quit
what he
looking.
thought.
I want to know when the season. I firmly believe there will be a season coming up. But I want to know. I want the season to start in February. I don't want the season to start in April. Because you look at Texas, you look at Florida locations, Birmingham. Can you imagine sitting in a Birmingham game in June?
Ask Brett. He did.
Oh my God, he was probably nothing but a big old grease spot. The seat.
Oh,
I would have been.
You're doing a show with him.
Hey, I remember watching an Orlando game. It was midway through the year, so it was probably late April, mid-April. No, it was beginning of April. I saw a guy wearing this big green top hat that was sweating like a dog, and I swear to God, when he got up and left, there was a pull of grease in that seat for weeks. And so how can you start the season late? That's why I'm saying if you want to have places assigned to where the home team's going to, I don't care, whatever they're going to do, you can take advantage of the New Orleans Dome. You can take care of the St. Louis Dome. You can look at Detroit, Ford Field as a dome. You've got all these places that you can control the climate. Then the more hubs you use that are dome stadiums, the weather doesn't. I mean, you can have the games in the middle of August. It ain't gonna matter. But this is all the stuff you got to know when the season's going to be. All this stuff.
well,
see, I kept that under 2 minutes.
You did.
Under 2 minutes. They tried to cut it off at the end, but I kept it under 2 minutes.
I don't think the marketing team is, like I said at the very beginning, top of the show, if you were watching. I don't know. I don't think the marketing team would be that stupid to not have the schedule out before Christmas. If they didn't,
I agree. I agree with the good doctor. By the time it gets to be summertime, you got too many sports going. You got too many vacations going. You got too nice of weather outside. People got other things to do. The more you push the spring football league into summertime, to me, the more apt it is to fail. You start it right after the Super Bowl while everybody's still in football mode, and you just carry it forward.
Yep. Agreed.
And that, again, is the bottom line.
Don't say it. Here's what I'll tell you. So as I was looking earlier, okay. See, like right here, Sabrina says, what did Sabrina say? She goes, I am aggravated because I didn't give my thoughts on when the merger was. So I'll give you my thoughts on when I think the mergers will be finalized. But right after this, so I was online looking, and the New Orleans Breakers have finally broke contact, or the New Orleans Breakers have finally broke contact with the city of New Orleans in the USFL. So with this merger happening, are the Breakers gone, or are they going to be moving to Portland like it's been rumored?
God, Portland.
But really, is there no time? I really
for the love of God.
way more than they're putting out there because of
It'd be a lot cheaper to move them to Oklahoma City.
Fox has got $14 billion. I don't think they care.
It'd be a lot cheaper to move them to Oklahoma City.
Brent, yeah, I was looking for it. Yes, so apparently I saw something where, and I cannot find it now. I literally just saw it, and I had said something.
Yeah, but doesn't Seattle play outside? And if they start in February, well, they did already last year.
Yeah, so exactly. So look, here's the thing.
A little cold, ain't it?
Here's the thing with this.
Yeah, that game was chilly. Remember?
Which game?
The Seattle-St. Louis game in Seattle.
Because he's in his own little
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It was cold.
Cold, and I froze my fat ass off. And then, Vegas, that's supposed to be 85 degrees all year round. I get there for that game. It's raining, and it's fucking 60 degrees. And I'm getting poured on and freezing my ass off. But it was still
But
fun.
yet it was the best field experience.
Yeah, it was the best fan experience he has ever had. He stood in line. He got a popcorn in like 30 seconds. Woo! That was a great fan experience.
I
Woo!
did.
Ooh, and then I grabbed a Coke. It took me another minute. Boy, that was a great fan experience.
Greatest fan experience I had.
Woo!
was in Vegas. In Vegas. Best fan experience.
Woo!
First one I had was because everybody wanted to get on the field. So here's really what's going to happen. We're going to talk about it for the last 10 minutes. So,
I think we gotta let you talk.
yes, I did. I did put layers on. And again, I hate to burst
Will you get
everybody's.
to it?
I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but we are literally 2 months behind on all this merger talk.
No.
Okay, this merger is going to be pretty much announced. I would say I'm going to speculate.
Oh, here we go.
It will be announced in December, end of November, first part of November or December.
Which one?
The first part of November, the end of November, hell, it might be the end of December. But it's going to be somewhere in that 2 month time frame.
Okay. Schedule will be that, and I if we go by XFL of 2023, the schedule will be released right around December, right before Christmas, like it was last year. That's probably when. But I think because of the merger, we won't see the schedule until probably, yes, you are absolutely right, Richard. That's exactly right. Some of the best clubs there.
You ever seen an eye roll before?
Yeah.
Let me show
Yeah, you see Brett's comment down there?
I did. Brett, I've been talking about this and I've been saying it this whole time. The merger will be announced in November, first part of December.
Well, that's the method to your madness. That's why you do that. The beginning of November, end of November, end of December, maybe the first part of the year, maybe. So then when they announce it, you've got the time covered, man. And then, hey, look, I told you exactly.
Probably right. Now, yes, between now and 2025. Now, so we'll hear about the merger end of November, first part of December.
Got it.
We will not see the schedule. Are you ready? We will not see the schedule released until the end of January, first part of February, and we will not start playing our first games until April. And the season will go from, May to June. That's going to be our season.
It's going to start in April and be done in June?
Oh, it's going to start in May and be done in June.
January.
That's with playoffs. That wouldn't even be a 5-6 week season.
May 1st.
May to the end of June is like 8 weeks, 9 tops.
Yeah, April. It'll start in April and then go to June.
Listen, if you're going to have breaking news, right? Tell everybody, let's get our month right.
Yeah, I would say if you say the beginning of April through the end of June, yes, you can have a season.
That's what they're going to do. And I'll give you even something better. I'll even throw another little Nostra Dirty on there. I say they do an 8-team league, and they only do 8 games.
Why would you want to buy a season ticket for that?
So
No.
So when you say 8 teams, are you saying there's only going to be 4 and 4?
Yep.
I'm sorry, but if I were to buy
That's what I'm
season
saying.
tickets to have 4 and 4, I would be pissed.
Well, I could get you down to 4 on the USFL side.
I could
Real quick.
I could too. You ready?
Michigan, Birmingham, Memphis.
Canton.
No, why do you keep the only way Canton is going to survive? The only way Canton survives is if you give Canton their own franchise.
Canton-
As long as you pipe Pittsburgh and New Jersey and everybody else playing in Canton, it's not going to be a viable place to play.
Canton's already a hub.
Well, then you better give Canton a home team then.
The Maulers. It'd be the Canton Maulers. And then for the XFL, you ready? I'll give you your 4 teams. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
DC, the Brahmas, Orlando, and Arlington.
You knew, Amanda. You knew he was going to do that. You absolutely knew he was going to do that.
The 4 teams, it'll be DC, San Antonio, St. Louis, and yes, I am playing with you.
Y'all don't actually hear. Come on.
They're gonna be
Right, you're going to believe him right now.
The Brahmas and the Battlehawks, they'd be dumb. For that 4 team, I don't know who it would really be, though. Really don't.
That's the first reason.
For the 4 teams on the USFL side?
XFL side.
Oh, the XFL? Well, that's easy. DC, San Antonio, St. Louis.
And it's got to be Arlington then because of your hub.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be Arlington because Seattle's like way out in La La Land.
Right.
And if they're worried about costs, I'm sorry, Seattle's the lone wolf out on the West Coast if Vegas is gone.
Yeah, listen, Demarius, you're absolutely right. 8-team league. Now you're just talking to be talking. You're right because all that we want to tell all this whole thing is about the merger. Man. You're absolutely right.
Smart.
That's what
all we're doing is playing out scenarios. And if you talk about let's get down to the meat and potatoes of the 4 best in the USFL and the 4 best in the XFL. I'm sorry, but Seattle didn't prove they had the attendance. Without Vegas, they're out in La La Land, so the cost of everything goes way up to travel back and forth to Seattle. So they're out. Vegas is out. To me, Orlando's out. So now that brings you down to DC, St. Louis, Arlington, San Antonio. And who's the 5th one?
Seattle.
No.
Who'd you say?
It's
attendance is a major factor.
DC, Arlington, San Antonio, Houston. Oh, Houston.
Now here, I know. I'll tell you the top 4 sellers. I'll tell you the top 4 sellers that season tickets for the Battlehawks or for the XFL. DC, St. Louis, Birmingham, or St. Louis, Brahmas, Seattle, DC. Those are your 4 top sellers. Those were your 4 top sellers.
Say those again.
St. Louis, San Antonio, Seattle, DC.
Well, but when you're talking about Seattle, you're not talking about anything significant over Arlington or Houston. So it makes a hell of a lot more economic sense to have Houston or Arlington over Seattle. I mean, you're not talking about that big a difference. Butts in the seats.
Here, Robert says all 8 teams are playing in February of 2024. XFL said that they're not cradling them teams. They said that's what the CEO of the XFL and the Rock's ex-wife said. All 8 teams will play in February. Look, you're right. They have said it. They have said that. I can tell you this now. There's not going to be enough. It's not going to work. I mean, look, if you look at everything and you look at this, how this all plays out, and if this merger is the reason why the merger is going is because of the XFL has the stadium leases, where the USFL doesn't have the stadium leases with all of their teams. Okay, we know Seattle does not have a state, or we know that Vegas has no. Yes, they've said a lot of things. You know what I mean? They've said a lot. But I mean,
just like these 2 E's.
I mean, but if you look at it, If you look at this, it could easily be a 12-team league. A 12-team league, very easily. You can keep 6 teams from the XFL and 6 teams from the USFL. Has a 12-game league, 2 divisions, XFL, USFL side. Have top 2 teams play in each division, and then boom, championship is the XFL winner and the USFL winner.
So is your 4-4 your dirty speculation?
That's my speculation. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's how it's going to happen. That's speculation.
Okay, I think it's time to wrap it up.
That is no dirtiness.
I think it's time to wrap this show up.
Dirty Nostradamus. You know?
Dirty
or say
what?
nothing at all. You're right. They have said nothing at all. Daddy, do we got anything else we want to talk about? Because you're finally starting to become more of a lighter shade of pink.
Yeah, but when I look down, my nose is red for some reason. Look at that.
Do with that, but that's okay. Keep it moving.
This is BHawk Live.
That's where if I was a lady, that's where I could put a little makeup on there and cover that up. But
If you were in the closet, but you're not. Anyway,
when it's raw, it's raw.
Yeah, okay. This is the BHawk Live show. I don't know what to say on that. Please go to Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company this weekend. We got a great, it's going to be a nice weekend here in St. Louis. Go get you some great wine in the BHawk Live beer can out there. Yes, Queen.
And shout out to Wayne for posting that picture at the golf course.
Yes.
And I'm going to have y'all, if anybody has a can and they're out and you all are drinking it, take a picture and tag us in it. We would love that. Thank you.
No, when we get our new shipment in the end of October, we're going to hit it hard. So we're going to be
Hashtag
filling Facebook with all kind of pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dirty, you were going to mention the January event.
Oh, yeah. So, if you were in Houston, November 11th, Houston Roughnecks, the Rig Rocker Predator couple, the Houston Roughneck tailgate group, they're going to be doing a tailgate event to sign a petition at the UH game. To sign a petition for the Roughnecks. It's been posted all over our Facebook pages, all of that stuff. If you want the petition, please hit one of us up. We'll send you the QR code, all of that stuff. That is November 11th. So if you're in the Houston area, look for those guys. They're going to be at the UH game, tailgating and all that. We'll have the position there.
That's in November, right?
November to sign the petition. Yes, they're going to UH game. Now, January 13th, we are going to BHawk Live. The X-Fan Legion invades Houston. We're going to be at R&R Sports Bar and Grill. We are doing another charity event for the Houston area, the Houston area's women's shelter there. You can please donate. Hit us all up on if you want donations and stuff like that. We're going to have some more details with stuff that we need. If you want to donate anything, please hit us up there with that. But that will be January 13th. More details to come at Houston and in Houston at R&R Sports Bar and Grill. We will be there that weekend, Martin Luther King weekend, for that big event. And it's to raise money. So let's show them. Let's show them, fans. Let's go raise some money for the Houston area women's shelter like we did here in St. Louis for the Autism Speaks, where we raised what was the price?
$6,800.
68, right, Daddy Ed?
Just under 68, yep.
Yeah. So let's break that. Houston, X-Fan Legion. Let's break that. Let's raise 6,900. That's a great number. We got to get to 6,900. Right, Daddy Ed?
That's right. And then why not? I still say if we don't hit 5 figures, which would be $10,000 with Arlington, San Antonio, Houston, all those guys right there. If we can't hit 10, then we didn't do our job.
That's right. And it doesn't matter if you're an XFL fan, if you're a USFL fan, please come to Houston, wear your gear for all the cities. I don't care if you, like I said, I don't care if you're a spring football fan. January 13th, R&R Sports Bar and Grill. Come help us raise money so we can show these, we can show the leagues and we can show these these organizations that this is what this is about. It's about their fan base doing stuff for the communities. Anything else? Daddy Ed, do you want to go on one more tirade before we go?
No, we ain't got time.
Nope, I'm good.
You sure? Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Wild Sun Winery Brewing Company this weekend. It's going to be nice, right, Daddy Ed?
It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful.